Hey guys, welcome to Muse and Magic 1111, and thanks for stopping by my channel for yet another deep dive into this twin flame journey. It's been a couple of weeks, but I am here. You know, your girl's always busy, so I do these readings when I can find the time, not because I'm trying to keep up with any type of amount of post or, algorithms or any of that. But I do this for you, for the collective. And today I just feel inclined. I've been wanting to do a reading for the past couple of days. I've been being pulled towards doing one. And so now here I am, a little bit of time of peace, a little quietness. And so here we are. If you have ever stopped by my channel, seen any of my other prior videos, then you know how I get down. I'm always having already shuffled the cards and laid out the spread just to save time, and typically I will start with a healing and a song, although today I just want to really dive in so that we can just get through the messages, and also because my phone has been a little wonky, especially since it's full, and so it keeps cutting off before my videos are at their end, and I so want to finish those videos as I promised and make sure that I get the rest of them out, but it won't even allow me to record anything sometimes. So eventually I will get somewhere to someone who can help me, like just really empty everything out, where I can kind of free up a lot more space. But until then, we are where we are. Okay, so love you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and let's dive in. So today, we're just going to do a real quick and easy read. This one is going to be short, sweet, and to the point. Excuse all the noise in the background. I'm also, as always, multitasking. I'm doing my hair, and maybe I'm saying that in that significance because somebody watching this right now is doing their hair or thinking about changing their hairstyle or something to the tune of that. I do feel like my masculines out there really do admire the feminine for her hair, either the way that you wear your hair, the fact that you maybe the way the hair smells, the way that it feels. Like something about the hair is very significant to the masculines out there for my feminines. And maybe vice versa. It might be you masculine. The feminine really likes playing in your hair or likes the way that you wear your hair, style your hair, something to the tune of that. But the hair is very significant. Like I said, when I'm leading up to these readings, there's always things that spirit gives me, and everything is a part of it. Like it just comes to my inner knowing, and so I don't want to leave anything out when it comes to spirit, because again, although I am using oracle cards, I also am intuiting from spirit. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to ask spirit was about what the general energies were for my divine masculines. Okay, and so I pulled 3 cards, and what came up for the general energies for the masculine was the Holy Mountain, the Corn, and Stand Still. And this is from the Mystical Shaman Oracle card deck. Okay, Mystical Shaman. And basically, the Holy Mountain, when you think about a mountain, you think about, I don't know why the song comes to me, ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough to keep me from getting to you, babe, right? When you think about mountains, sorry, there's a train going by. Let me close this window. Mountain always represents the high point, right? A high point, it represents the success, the places where you've been somewhere, you've traveled somewhere, and you've done a lot of work, and you've hiked, and you didn't have to worry about going shopping for the right hiking boots and all of this gear that you need, because you have everything for the step that you're on. I always say that you always have enough light for the step that you're on, or the step that you're on. Universe always provides us with what we need for where we are. And so this is just a reminder of that with mountain, that you've done a lot of work, my masculines, my feminines, but this is the general energy of the masculine. I feel like the masculine has been doing a lot of work, and it's been a journey, it's been a hike. This transformation, this elevation, this evolution that you are going through, masculine, you've done a lot of work, and it was hard work. You had to literally control your breath and breathing. You had to get those muscles, work muscles you hadn't worked in a long time, right? When I say muscles, it doesn't mean with the physical body, but just with your spiritual self. You had to work some things out, work on some things you never knew you had to needed to work on. And so now you're at the top of the mountain, and what happens at the top of the mountain? You can gain clear vision of what's around you. You can see farther. You can see clearer. When you're down in the valley, it's hard to see ahead because there's so many obstacles, right? But once you climb up and conquer those obstacles, now you're at the top of the mountain and you can see, you know, um, you can see if there's water in the distance. You can see if there's a house, a home, village, fire in the distance. You can gain a little bit more um, knowledge of where it is that you are now. You have a measure, right? Um, so again, the Holy Mountain is about accomplishment. It is about doing the work, you know. It is about the transformation. It is about having everything that you need for the step that you were on. And again, being in this sacred holy place. As for mountains, when you think about going, just say to Sedona, right, in Arizona, or various places on the planet where there's these great mountains that people climb for spiritual reasons, it's a very holy event. Holy things happen. It's where you can get quiet and receive messages from the Great Spirit. And so that is all of what this represents, including the fact that there is a beautiful bright sun that is shining down or shining above that mountain. So it's almost like, you know, you've done the work and you're climbing towards this illuminated state, this illumination, right? This awakening. And we also have corn, and corn is about plentifulness. It is about the harvest. When we think of corn, we think of probably more about the fall, but it does represent abundance. I don't know if you guys remember the cornucopia, right? That we bring out sometimes around fall, close to Thanksgiving, because it represents abundance and bringing in the harvest. You know, in this, what this is about, it's like when you do the work, there's such a beautiful gift at the end of that, whether it's getting to the top of the mountain, achieving your goals and accomplishments. Um, Even though in this there is some sense of humility that one needs to maintain. So the corn shows up to you to tell you again, reminding you and reinforcing that you have everything for the step that you're on, that you are already abundant. Even if it's not in a sense of finances, you are still abundant in resource, abundant in love, abundant in life. Okay? So this is just a reminder to remember that, to not focus on that which you have not obtained already. Don't focus on that which is still needed, or which you feel like you have not accomplished yet, or what you don't have proof of or in your hand, you know, to show, hey, you know, this is what I have, and this is what, you know, this is what my bank account says, this is what my, you know, any of that. Focus on what you have, because guess what you think about, you bring about. You know, so it just reminds you to remember to speak positively over your life, to intend over your life. Continue to gain clear vision so that you can bring what it is that you're trying to manifest to you quickly. Okay. Then we have standstill, and standstill is just what it says. This is about going quiet. You know, I feel like the reason this comes up oftentimes is because many of us have not been able to get to that place of a standstill, right? Going into hermit mode because life has been so busy. We haven't gotten to that place where spirit can really reach out to us and speak to us, you know, but it has been. Universe has been trying to communicate to you, and life has just been so loud, so busy. So part of that has prevented, you know, possibly prevented you from being able to just go quiet or go into nature, you know, bury your feet in the sand somewhere, or get out into the redwoods or something somewhere, right? Into the forest, or maybe even on a farm, you know, where you can just, you know, just again, go quiet and just really be at one with the earth, okay, or animals, or whatever spirit is guiding you to get to. So again, these are just the general energies. It's just reminding you that you got to take the time out to stand still. There is a saying that, when you don't know what to do, just do something, right? And I just remember hearing this from Pastor T.D. Jakes some years ago, a sermon he was doing. I don't remember the name of it. And, this is many years ago when I, did the church thing, right? And I just remember he was saying that whatever the sermon was, it was like, be still, stand still, or stand, or something like that. And I just remember one of the things that he said was, we've been told that our whole lives, when you don't know what to do something. He was like, but I'm going to tell you something different. When you don't know what to do, be still, do nothing. Do nothing. Go quiet so that you can hear the inner callings, the inner whisperings of Holy Spirit telling you, guiding you, so that you can know what it is that you need to do next, right? So that is what I get from this. I just feel like this is like Spirit just kind of guiding you to, be still. Don't rush. Don't be too hurried in, whatever decisions you have to make, or whatever direction you have to go, or whatever changes that are happening in your life. Don't be too hurried to move because you don't know what to do. Just be still. And most importantly, if you get somewhere quiet, if you get to nature, it's like Spirit is saying, once you get to nature, once you get back to quiet and being still and present, then you will know what to do. The answers will come. Okay? And maybe someone is actually getting back to that space of groundedness and actually meditating. Someone might be getting back to doing some very specific meditations or magical workings so that you can ground yourself, right? Hear, your inner self, your inner wisdom again. General energies for my divine feminines. We have Luminous Warrior, the Council, Middle World. So interesting that Luminous Warrior would come up because it reminds me, Netflix has a series on, a couple of them, docu-series, about the African queens. One of them specifically was, I don't know if it's based upon the movie Woman King, like, actually kind of doing a deep dive into the life and the path of that specific woman king, so to speak, but the stories do seem very, very similar. And so I just always felt like, in watching it, that it was actually like the real story behind the movie Woman King, where there were women warriors and those who actually were in leadership roles. However, the other one that they just released, I think this week actually, was Cleopatra. And I've always felt very drawn to Cleopatra for one reason or another. Just my whole life, I just felt very drawn to her. Probably just as she felt very drawn to Isis, right? And so I was really surprised, but like, wow, okay, Cleopatra. And so I watched that this week. I just kind of like watched all, there's 4. And I think they're about 40 minutes long. And I watched all 4 back to back. And it's such a wonderful story that resonates with my own journey. And these women were very powerful goddesses in their own right? But they just had I won't say that there was a balance, but there was a balance in a sense, even though they were very much women, but they still were very much warrior. They were very intelligent women who knew how to navigate through this game of life, so to speak. And everything that they did was for their people, for their legacy, for the existence of their tribe or their people. And I just thought it was just such a wonderful interpretation of both queens. And so I say this because this luminous warrior, I almost want to say weary warrior. I feel like feminines, you've been through a lot. You've been through a lot. And this is right beneath the holy mountain, which was the general energy for the masculine, but so um, indicative of what you have already been through and accomplished. You've been in the valley, you've been to the mountaintop, and in the valley again, and you've been back to the mountaintop. You've had many transformations, you've died many deaths, and you've been reborn again many times. You've been the phoenix rising. And so this, energy that comes up of luminous warrior is really about you recognizing that everything is not a fight. Okay, that you don't even have any enemies. All you have are potential allies. You have no enemies. Even your enemies are potential allies, because as Drake said in one of his song lyrics, jealousy is just love and hate at the same time. So those who are jealous of you, who even don't think they don't like you, really do have some type of love and adoration and admiration for you that they don't really want to admit to. I mean, that's the truth. And so that makes them go to the polar opposite end. Oh, I can't stand her, But really, it's not you, it's themselves and what they feel insecure in for the fact that they lack what they feel like they see in you. And because of that, that can kind of stir up a jealousy of sorts. But honestly, it's really adoration and admiration for who you are and what you have accomplished. You are the true alchemist. You are the true woman king. You are Isis. You are Cleopatra. You are Goddess Durga. You are Kali. You. I also feel like this is just a reminder to calm down, to just get to sacred space, to sacred ground. That holy mountain also reminds me of vortexes, and if there are any in your area, not vortexes, that too, but labyrinths. If there are any in your area, I encourage you to go to a labyrinth and walk it and just take in that sacred space, that sacred energy. For some of you, there's a message for you there. There's something that will become clear to you there. But yeah, so Luminous Warrior just reminds us that we've been through the battle and everything is not a fight. You no longer have to do that. Lay down your sword. Oh, that just brings up a song for me. There's a song we used to sing in church when we were kids. It was called, God, what was that song? I'll lay down my burdens down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside, gonna lay down my burdens. Okay, and the next verse was gonna lay down my sword and shield, right? So it just reminds me of what would be like, is that the Four of Swords? I'm trying to think. Where in the regular tarot, where it was almost like you've come home from battle. It's almost like you're laying in this coffin with these three swords, or with your swords or whatever, and it's like the ritual is that they would lay in a coffin, I guess, because it was to remind you that you were still alive. You didn't die. You know what I'm saying? You survived. Okay, you survived war. You survived this matrix. You survived all the bullshit. So this luminous warrior reminds you of that, and then knowing that there are no enemies. The enemies have already been dealt with. So you have nothing now but potential allies. Okay, I don't know, I just feel like I had to just really expound on that. Then you have the council. You know that your ancestors and angel guides and the council of this world, okay, you have the planets and the energies of the planets all behind you, like I almost want to say everything, you have dominion. Okay, everyone bows to you. And please don't take that as a sense of something, coming from ego. No, this is that, do you know who you are, right? You have a council of celestial beings that are all they're all clearing the way for you. They're all setting up the stage for you. They're all there making sure that you reach your purpose, your divine goals in this life. And so you don't have to feel like you have to fight everything and everyone, even your enemies, to get there. You don't have to fight the holy mountain, right? Just take it easy. Go with the flow. The way is being made for you. The doors are being opened and unlocked for you. You don't even have to work. It's like, I will give you lands. I will give you homes. I will give you businesses. I will give you children. I will give you wealth that you did not have to work for. Message from Spirit. Middle world, middle, as above, so below. And middle world is where we are now. If I would describe it, it would be earth realm, right? This reality is the middle world, the in-between of sorts. Because heaven is above, right? And as above, so below. And there are other realms, right? However, again, whatever it is that we create here, manifest here, it's like it's already happened. It's already been taken care of. It's already in alignment with heaven, right? It's just a matter of things aligning here. And as you do the work here, again, as above, so below. As you do the inner work for yourself inside of you, then your outer world will reflect, and genuflect, really, I just feel like saying that, like, it's bow down, you know what I'm saying? Bow down. And so just remember to continue to do the work to become the best version of yourself, and your outside world is going to reflect that, okay? So what is healing? What needs to be healed? Here we have the journey, and the journey is just what it is. It's like, reconcile with the journey. Forgive yourself. Be authentic in who you are, and just know that the journey isn't about, like, it's not, what is it? It's like, it's not the destination, right? It's the journey. It's the journey. It's the path.